What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today with more Scrap Mechanic, and today we're looking at an awesome build slash challenge pack, which is the Tower Crane Challenge Pack. So I've always had a special connection with tower cranes, seeing as how the first big Scrap Mechanic video I ever did was a tower crane video, and that's kind of what pushed me to do a lot more Scrap Mechanic in the first place. So I actually streamed the beginning of this project where we worked on this tower crane, but there were a lot of issues mainly with this arm piece, and it was sort of glitching out and flying all over the place, but I've managed to fix that. And before we go into some crazy technical explanation, we're just gonna go through the 3 different tower crane challenges that I've built to show you guys the pack, and then at the end of the video, we'll go into some of the technical details and how I fixed this problem, because this is a really cool double piston setup, but it was super glitchy before, and now I've worked out all the bugs and made the most epic tower crane simulator in 2019. We're gonna start up this challenge. So every challenge starts with a switch, and we'll just hit that switch, start the challenge, jump right up into our tower crane. And the tower crane on every one of the 3 levels is identical. So it's the same tower crane with the same controls. The only thing that's different is this end piece here and the objective. We're gonna get in the seat and we're gonna do this first challenge. So we've got to move the blue crate onto the blue sensor pad and the red crate onto the red sensor pad. So I like doing this in first person personally. It's all buttons, it's pretty easy to do. So we can hold 1 and that'll move our piston mechanism out there. You can see, and it'll stop wherever we hold it. We can do 3 and 4 to rotate left and right. So let's rotate, and we'll grab the blue one first. Why not? I believe 5 goes down. 5, perfect. There we go. We can lower that, and you'll see in the first one we did, we actually had a chain for this up and down motion, and it was super glitchy. It sucked. It couldn't lift a lot of weight, and we actually had to have thrusters inside the crates. But now I've replaced that chain with another double piston setup, and so it actually has the weight to lift crates and move objects without us having to actually, you know, lighten them up. So it's really kind of awesome. So we don't need thrusters anymore. So we've got that one. There we go. Now we'll press 6. We'll pick it up. You can kind of actually see the crane dipping a little bit, but it does pick up the weight, no problem. It's a little bit, oh, we're hooked on the one side. That's okay. All right, now we'll loop. I think the blue, where's the blue go? Over here? Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Perfect. Now, it is very difficult to kind of get perspective. It's a little bit interesting in first person. I absolutely love it, though. Originally, with the driver's seat, there's like a big steering wheel, and we used like WS to move up and down, A and D to rotate, but I didn't like the fact that with the steering wheel in first person, you can't see anything. We're not on the platform, are we? No, we're not. Okay, let's go back up. Let's come back up this way. Yeah, it's fine. We still got it hooked. We got to bring it back in. Now we're on top of it for sure, right? So down. And we got to make sure we cover up those 4 blue sensors there. No, we still missed. Oh my goodness, I suck at this. Now the challenges do get a little bit more difficult. They're kind of like more precision, really. The first challenge here, it's pretty basic. It's not really a lot of precision. You know, you just got to put the crate somewhere down on this. But the second challenge involves more precision, and the third challenge even more precision. So it's absolutely awesome and really lets you hone in your tower crane operating skills. But I absolutely love this crane. You can see, hasn't glitched once yet. It's so consistent with this double piston setup. It's unbelievable. All right, let's go. I think we're lined up. Maybe let's press 9. No, not even close. Wow, that was amazing. All right, we'll just keep going out. Now, of course, you could, you know, actually do this in third person, you see, and it's a little bit easier if you go zoom out in third person. You can definitely tell where you're lined up. But in first person, it's a lot more fun, I find, to really experience that tower crane simulation. So we'll pick this one up. We don't have to go very high. We'll move over. Here we go. Perfect. And we'll just, we can press 7 and 8, of course, to rotate that package. Not that it matters for this level. But still, really cool that you have full control over this crane. And hopefully, we can just line it up like so. Oh, I think we're touching the ground again. Nope, that's this button. There we go. Perfect. Up, over. And can we drop? Are we good? I think we're in the right spot. Perfect. Let's just press 9. Perfect. We've just released it. Now, you'll notice the goal platform hasn't appeared yet. Normally, on the previous challenge when we were working on this, the goal would appear right away when you've loaded the second crate. But I actually decided to make it so that you can't just load up 2 crates and be done with it, because then you could leave your tower crane right here to complete the second challenge. So instead, you have to take your crane and completely retract the claw. And there's actually, you can see that sensor right in front of us there in the cab. And there's also another sensor on the claw arm itself. So it makes sure the claw is all the way up at the crane axis like that and all the way back. So we've got to hold 2 and we've got to hold, I think, 6. And that retracts the crane in both directions. And once the crane is fully retracted, the rotation, of course, doesn't matter, but the claw arm has to be fully retracted, and there we go. Now the challenge appears. And that, of course, makes sure that you've put these crates down in a spot where they can sit on their own. If you were to just try and, you know, hold the crate there, it wouldn't let you beat the challenge. So perfect. 4 minutes 54, absolute terrible time. But we're going to move on to the next crane challenge now. All right, so challenge number 2, pretty much the same thing. You can see we still got our tower crane here. I forgot to paint this switch green for some reason. It's black, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And we've got 3 crates this time. Now you'll notice these crates are a little bit different. They've got this sort of white hole on the top, and it's got this little kind of groove that you can pick up the stuff with. And the reason why is we've got a sort of end piece up there that extends the 2 pistons out. So you kind of insert it in the long direction, then you rotate it, and then you extend it out to clamp the inside of the crate. Now, the reason why is because we didn't want handles on these crates because we have to stack them. So this is a little bit more difficult of a challenge. You have to first stack the red crate in front of these red color sensors, then the blue crate in front of the blue sensors, and the yellow crate at the very top. Now, each crate is 2 blocks smaller than the previous crate. So the red one is the biggest, the blue one has an extra block space around the whole thing, and then the yellow one has an extra block space around the whole thing. So you should have more than enough room to do it. So let's just start this challenge up, go up in the elevator. Now, you can't use any of the things in the challenge if you don't start it with that starter switch. I've done it on purpose. So you can't actually climb up into the tower crane if you don't activate that switch. So it's very important that you do start the challenge before you do anything. But we'll just extend this out. Now, we got to grab the red one first. So we'll just go down here and we'll go down again. And like I said, this is basically more of a precision challenge now. So we have to make sure that we rotate this, have it lined up. And it's very important that you have them lined up properly when you're dropping them off, especially. You don't want to accidentally knock them off that white platform that we got to line everything up on. So here we go. Let's go down. No, there we go, this way. I really suck at this, to be honest. I'm sure someone could get some really crazy good record times with this setup. You don't have to learn any new controls with each new level. For example, the end piece on this still rotates with 7 and 8, and then you press 9, which is the same control as the last level. So 9 in the last level would close the claw, 9 in this level extends those pistons out, which we've just done. So now if we press 6, you can see we can lift it up, and we can still rotate, no problem. It has more than enough ability to do that. It doesn't slide too much. So we should rotate back. Now these ones, like I said, it's a precision challenge, so we got to make sure we line this up as best we can with this thing. Now we can use that sensor wall as sort of a guide piece to help make sure that we're lined up. So we can do that. Let's rotate back this way a little bit, and then, I mean, that should be good enough. Let's go down. Now those sensors do have a lot of range. They have, I believe, like 20 block range. So as long as you build the structure on this white platform, it should be fine. So we'll press 9 there, rotate this back. All right, and now we got to very carefully get this out without accidentally moving. Perfect, look at that. All right, now let's go get the blue one. I love these tower crane challenges, honestly, and doing them in first person is so much more fun, in my opinion. When I first made them, the first person view sucked, and I said, you know what, I have to fix it so that it's got a great first person view. Oh boy, look at the perspective. It's so hard to see. There we go, perfect. Rotate, nice, extend, check, up we go. Done, and back to position. Now, I did make sure that no matter what the challenges are, there's no lag with this. Believe it or not, you can actually stack all 3 of these, and it doesn't change the frame rate, surprisingly enough. The old tower crane method that we were using was just super glitchy. Oh, we had a little bit, you can see a little bit of a hiccup there. It kind of bounced once, but honestly, that's the worst I've ever seen this thing do. It doesn't explode and go flying all over the map like the old one did, which was a real problem. So here we go. I think we're in a good spot. 9, 7. Yeah, rotate. I think looks like it's clean. 5. Can we 6? Oh, look at that. Perfect. So we got 2. All right, and then we'll go back over and grab the yellow one. And this one is got to be rotated this way, like that. Perfect. All right. We'll go out. Nope, wrong way. Wrong way. Shoot. There we go. I'm so bad at this. All right, here we go. In. Perfect. Rotate. Nope, that's not wrong button. There we go. Got to rotate first before we extend the claw pieces. The claw pieces, if you don't rotate before you do it, there's no lip in the one direction. There's only a lip in the shorter direction. So if you try and lift it up, it won't work. It'll just not lift. Originally, I had it so you could grab it in any one of the 4 directions, but then trying to get the actual piece out after you were done was the most difficult thing in the world. So I decided to make it so you rotate the piece in one direction. Makes it a little bit easier and less likely that you'll screw up the stack. So here we go. We got this last one. Oh, no, we're stuck. We're stuck on the thing. Hold on. We got to go up and retract in and then rotate over. It's kind of hanging a little bit sloped. That's okay. I think this is good enough for the stack. I mean, I think... Oh boy. We were, like, pushing the whole thing. That's fine. I think it's good. It's close enough. All right, perfect. Now we just got to retract the whole thing back. And we'll just hold those 2 buttons. Wait until our tower crane mechanism. You can see the one sensor right there. And then the other sensor right here. And we should be good as soon as it gets within range. And perfect. There we go. Jump out of the tower crane, jump to the ground. 508. Not bad. And look at that. A pretty decent stack. I mean, slightly off there on the top, but still pretty good. And now we'll move on to the final challenge. All right. So the final challenge, I think, is my favorite. Now, I'm not saying this is the final one for sure. It's the final one out of the 3 that I've made so far. But of course, I'd love to hear what your guys' suggestions are for more tower crane or construction type builds. I'd like to continue with the tower crane pack, but maybe I could make different cranes or different construction type apparatus to do different tasks. But I really love this style of challenge where you don't have to build anything. You just come in and you operate this piece of machinery and do some stuff. So you can probably already tell what's going on in this challenge. We've got a bunch of these ball receivers, so we've got to activate all of them. There's 5 of them in total. You can see there's one here and there's a hole there we can drop it into. There's one there, and to get it to get into that one, we have to drop it onto those rails and have it roll in. There's one out here in the open. There's one way up there on the ceiling in the open, and there's one over here. Again, got to drop it on these rails and put it in. So it's a really cool challenge. Pretty easy. If you hit this switch, the ball spawns here. Now you'll notice the ball gets launched way up into the air, and that's actually done on purpose. I wanted to make sure that the ball spawner wouldn't just put the ball on top, but rather would eject it up. And the reason why is you can't just hover your crane right on top of the ball. That way, if you did hover your crane, the ball will fly up, hit your crane, and of course go flying off the map. And you can see we have a hammer in this map, and that's just so if the ball gets stuck somewhere, like for example, the ball's on this terrain or whatever, you can hit it off the map, and you can see whenever the ball goes off the map, it'll respawn. Or if the ball goes into one of these receivers, it'll respawn a new ball. So we can just jump up in our tower crane. We've already wasted so much time here. And you can see in this case, we have a claw attachment on the tower crane. So we're just gonna go first person again, and we'll just drop down. Here we go. And we should be able to grab this ball. It is really, this challenge is a lot of fun, but this one I think is definitely the most difficult because not only do you need some precision, especially with dropping the ball onto the right rail, but if you accidentally hit the ball here without grabbing it like I've just done, there we go, I've got it though, perfect. But if you hit it, you can actually knock the ball off the cliff. And I remember when I was testing this, I did end up chasing the ball a lot of the time. So let's just go for the easy ones first. Let's go right up top, really high up here, almost at the limit, and we'll extend this out. And I think we should be able to, this one should be right lined up, just like that. Perfect. One done. Now you'll probably be wondering like, oh, well, why didn't you just put a sensor on the claw to indicate when you were close enough to the ball or something like that, or like a sensor on any of the different crane attachments? You could easily have put some sensors to let people know, yeah, you're above the object, you're not. But I wanted to make sure that really it, you know, keeps with the perspective kind of thing. Like you have to actually look through the crane perspective and sort of judge the distance. And I think that one's, oh, look at that, perfect. Now, these ones in the open, they're really, really easy. Even that one with the hole in it, it's pretty easy. You'll notice I put glass around the hole, so you can't just get out with your hammer and try and hit the ball in. I mean, maybe you could hit it up the first story, but I mean, it's just easier to use the crane. That's kind of the point. So here we go. Perfect. All right. Down, down, down. Oh, no, 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 no. See, I knocked the ball off. You know what? It's fine. We'll chase it. Come here, ball. Come here. Come here. I got you. Come here. All right, perfect. Jump, grab. There we go. Gotcha. Trying to run away from me. And there we go. Oh, nice. Perfect. Now, 2 left. We've just got to do the super precise rails. So it's it should be pretty easy. Here we go. Drop down. Now, the rail ones, it's one of those things where, like, the rail is the right size for the ball, but if you screw up, the ball will roll off the rail in the wrong direction, and then it just causes issues. And I knocked the ball off the platform again. Are you serious? All right, here we go. Let's Come here, ball. Come here. Get back here. Down, down. No, no. Do I got it? Oh, I got it. No problem. Up we go. Forward a little bit more. And drop. No! Ah, crud. I wasn't low enough to the rail. It kind of wasn't centered. It wasn't low enough. It bounced. It landed. We got to go get that again. That should be, like, in the perfect spot. Let's bring it down just to make sure. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Nice. You can see as soon as it lands, if it doesn't land perfectly centered in the rail, it kind of rocks a little bit. And if it rocks too much, it just falls off, and that's it. You got to make sure you get it right in those rails. So we got one left. Rotate this one this way. Now, this is really hard because the perspective on this one is just difficult. But I don't want to go in third person. If you go in third person, it's a lot easier to line up, like I said. But I do want to try this still in first person. So here we go. Let's get this. Okay, that's definitely right on top of it. And we should just be able to look at that. Perfect. And then we just got to retract our whole crane back. Got it. Nice. Yeah, once it's on those rails, there's no way it can fall off. Like, if it rolls down the rails, it will make it down and into the little compartment. Same sense with the hole in the roof. If you drop the ball through that hole in the roof, no matter what, it is going to activate the thing. And I wanted to make sure of that so you don't have to worry about it. And perfect. Boom. 7 minutes. Look at that. Champion of the world. So, of course, I will upload all the challenges to the workshop. I'll upload all 3 of them as a single challenge pack, starting with 1, 2, and 3. You can download it, beat it, and then, of course, if you guys come up with some more crazy ideas for cool construction-type challenges, or more ideas for how we can use the tower crane, then I'll build a few more and add them into the challenge. It's super easy now that the tower crane's been built, because all we have to do is really just change, you know, this little piece here, and all the rest of the settings on the crane stay the exact same. Now, I do want to explain the part that screwed up when we first built this. You can see this piston mechanism here is pulsing, and this piston mechanism here is pulsing, but you'll notice this tray that moves along does not move at all, and this up and down movement also doesn't move at all. And the reason why that is possible is because we're offsetting the pulses between 2 pistons. This is all done in vanilla. There's no mods. The advantage of using mods is we can do 1 piston, and with the smart motors from the mod pack, you could actually give that piston a different number depending on how long you want the piston to go. And in vanilla, you can't actually do that. In vanilla, you only give the piston a range and a speed. And that's kind of a problem because we want to be able to tell the tower crane, hey, I want you to stop here, or I want you to stop here, or I want you to stop, you know, way at the end. I want you to stop halfway up in height. And the only way to do that in vanilla is to pulse a piston. So I've done this before a long time ago. I had a car actually that had some lifted wheels, but I only had a single piston on it. So the wheel would kind of bounce and vibrate a little bit like you see this one doing here, but it does kind of stay in one spot. Now, the reason this block here at the very top, this white block, stays exactly where it is because this other piston on top of it is set to the exact same parameters as the piston below, but it's set to vibrate at the opposite frequency. So whenever this one vibrates out, this one vibrates in, and vice versa. And because that vibration is offset, the piston block on the top doesn't move at all. When we originally built this crane, we tried doing that with 2 of these large pistons, but for some reason, the Scrap Mechanic game does not like these large pistons. Even though the devs made these pistons themselves and they have a super large range, they can go, you know, way further than the length of this crane and way further in height. The problem is when you stack 2 of them, they do weird stuff. They go shooting across the map, they start glitching out, and pretty much every time you try and do anything, these pistons just explode. So originally when we streamed, we had 2 of these pistons stacked, and it was just causing all sorts of problems. So I said, well, we gotta have a method that can use maybe a large piston and a small piston and not have any issues. And in fact, we can do that here. We only need the small piston for the offset vibration, so it doesn't matter what the range is on it, but the large piston still has the full range of movement. Now, I know this says 15, but really, it's not actually 15 blocks. You see, if we hold the extension button, it'll just go out way, way, way further. Oh, we gotta go further. Way further than 15, though, you can see. The reason I wanted to showcase this really quickly was just so you guys can understand the ratio here. So you'll notice the large piston has a max range of whatever it is, and then a speed of 2.5. But you'll notice the small piston only has a range of 4 and a speed of 1. And the reason why is I had to spend a lot of time testing to match frequencies. The important thing here when you're doing this anti-vibration stuff is that the frequency of the other vibration is identical to the frequency of the first one, and the distance traveled in each little pulse is the same to make sure this doesn't move at all, this white block section. And you'll notice if we extend this even to a range of 5, the white starts moving. If we go to 6, it moves a little bit more. We go to 8, it moves worse. We go to 12, it moves worse. 15, it moves even worse. And that's because we're changing the distance that this small piston is moving every time. So again, matching the frequency, which for some reason is 4 and a speed of 1. You can see even if we change it to a speed of 2, it gets worse. We change it to a speed of like full, it's just absolutely awful. Even full with 15 is bad. So you gotta make sure you have that perfect ratio. You can see with 4, it works great. But I am gonna build a few more things, I think, with this mechanism. Not necessarily challenges, but I do wanna try doing a few different builds in vanilla with that mechanism because I think it's pretty cool. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And while you're at it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.